that's good. I am greeting you, Universal Action Pack. I am back with some comic reviews. I'm sorry I haven't done videos too much lately. Lindsay and I had some plans. This past week we went to New York City and saw my film Caprice shown at the House of Yes. Jack Bennett and I are doing some small showings here and there throughout the country, and we may have another one soon, so keep an eye out. I'm back with some comic reviews, and of course they're brought to you by my own comics and book, Caprice and Other Stories, and the Red Knight comic, issues 1 and 2, all available. There'll be information at the bottom to let you know how to order them. So, let's get going. And I'm going to do a Scott Snyder triple feature here. First off, we are talking about Batman #2. #2? Jesus Christ. How the fuck am I supposed to keep up with all these issues? You know, DC, I think you should, like, make it more accessible for new readers and, like, maybe start the series over, like at 1. I mean, because, you know, I mean, how am I supposed to know what happened last issue? I mean, I read it and everything, but, you know, whatever. Oh, hey! By the way, speaking of continuity, Snyder doesn't give a shit. He's rebuilding the Wayne Tower that was blown up in the pre-52 story Gates of Gotham. Ha 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 ha! He doesn't care. And, let's see. We open up with a devastating, like, action shot of Bruce Wayne getting thrown out of the top of the building. And he looks pretty screwed because he has knives thrown into his shoulders, much like the victim from the previous issue. He looks like he's doomed, but not really. We go from there to a super cool action piece with Batman taking out some robbers in a helicopter while he's riding a motorcycle. What a badass piece. Greg Capullo doing the art here is, jeez, just going nuts with the detail and the action. All of this stuff seems so, and he also does the quiet scenes as well with the same kind of vigor and energy that he puts into the action. I love the investigation here where Batman now has a sort of a webcam connected to the Gotham City morgue. Apparently no one knows about it but him and Gordon. And let's see, the explanation, without giving anything away, there's an explanation of what Dick Grayson's DNA was doing on that victim's hand. And we get to meet, let's see, what's his name again? Lincoln, who looks like a bigger version of him still. I'm not sure if that was on purpose or not. I guess because they seem to be fairly parallel characters. Maybe that's the reason. I mean, he really seriously does look like him with straighter hair and maybe an inch taller. But they're both attacked by one of these owl guys, which is, I gotta say, that's a really cool, I guess a ninja? Is he a ninja or a warrior? I don't know whatever he is, but wow, that costume is cool. I'm digging owl motifs, mainly because I don't see them done as much, and people generally think of them as cute, and they forget that they're actually predators. They're cute predators, which all leads to a terrific climax at the end of this issue, but of course leading off to more action. I won't really give too much away for that. Scott Snyder is really doing an amazing job on this series so far. It's easily my favorite of the Bat books. Well, wait, it's the only Bat book I'm reading. Well, anyway, I loved what Grant Morrison was doing previously with Batman and Batman Incorporated and all his shenanigans he was doing. But here's the thing. I like this better, and Snyder seems so comfortable, and it's all so easy. What Morrison was doing looked like he was trying really hard, and Snyder isn't. He's just coming in here and having fun. No need to reinvent the wheel. It's Batman. You know, the thing worked for 70 years. I think we could do like another run and be just as fresh and energetic as possible. What a great book. This is easily the best of the 52 books. I mentioned that in my top 10, but it's still, I mean, issue 2 builds very well. It doesn't like step down like some of the other 52 books. Love it, love it, love it. I don't know who isn't reading this if you're reading book comics, but definitely check it out. Now let's move over, and Scott Snyder and Sean Murphy are doing the last issue of American Vampire, Survival of the Fittest. And Felicia and Cash are pretty much in the end climax of this action movie here, where they've infiltrated the Nazi vampires, looking for a cure for the vampire problem. And boy, they find out they got something bigger as far as these ancient vampires that have woken up, and a huge battle sequence where they attack the Nazi vampires, barely ignoring them, giving them the chance to escape on a motorcycle. And a cool sequence. Oh my God, what a beautiful action sequence here. Much similar to the Batman motorcycle jumping thing over in Scott Snyder's other book. Complete with like vampire laser beam rifles making a pathway down a mountain. Then we got the final clash between Cash and the Nazi vampires. Also, there's a lovely scene at the end that is fairly bittersweet as far as Felicia is concerned. And the art is just, it never fails. I mean, the Sean Murphy stuff is just fantastic. In these huge action sequences, like here, and even in the quiet moments too. Like, I mean, I love that page. I mean, what a beautiful emotional piece right here, as well as the way it ends as well. Wow, what a great miniseries. If you skipped it just to save some money, and you're just buying the American Vampire, you should go back and pick these up. Shame on you. Why did you do that? This is 5 RAM chips. This is very good. Matter of fact, I like this better than the regular storyline going on in the regular series. Loved it a lot. I think you were telling me, Lindsay, that or somebody was telling me that they were planning to put these both in the next trade paperback or something like that. That's probably bullshit. I mean, I don't know. I'm not sure if I believe that. People like making money. So what are you going to do? Are you going to sell 1 book or are you going to sell 2 books? Anyway, meanwhile, oh, by the way, did I get that RAM chips? 5 RAM chips. Get it. Okay. Swamp Thing. Let's bring our evil here. Issue 2 with Scott Snyder and Yannick Paquette. And, let's see. We get the story of Swamp Thing previous. Now, my knowledge on comic book Swamp Thing is a little loose. I know that Alan Moore did kind of drift away from the original concept that Alec Holland, I can't say it all of a sudden, Alec Holland had blown up in his little chemical fire, and he had this green environmental plant-like chemical on him. He jumped in the swamp and he turned into Swamp Thing. Well, he developed it further than that he was actually a elemental. And he actually thought he was Holland, but he wasn't. Holland really died, and he was just imbued with his spirit or something like that. And I don't know, something else happened, and we didn't have Swamp Thing for a good long while. Now this, we're told that there's this other guy who was also Swamp Thing. Let's see, Rogers, right here. He was a British pilot, and he had crashed into the swamp and became Swamp Thing. He's telling this to Holland right now, and he's also explaining to Holland that his time is at an end, and there's a new beastie, namely this guy, who's really awful, I think. He's kind of Cthulhu-ish as far as bad. Swamp Thing has to deal with him, and when Holland kind of blows Swamp Thing off and comes back to his room, he is attacked by the creature's minions. He basically, or it basically, I should say, when it kills people, it causes people to kill themselves by twisting their own heads around, and then he takes control of their bodies as sort of zombie-like minions. creepy, especially when they're coming after him. And he is rescued by a very familiar face. Maybe I shouldn't give it away, but it's, let's see, she's on a motorcycle. And by the way, I'm not going to pretend, who's this guy who picked him up on a motorcycle? Yeah, I mean, anytime you see a thin person on a motorcycle with a helmet covering them up, it's a chick. I will say, thank God she didn't take the helmet off and do one of these. Oh, yeah. A girl? That would have been really annoying. But that didn't happen. A character that has been long gone, and if you know Swamp Thing, you probably know who I'm talking about. This is really good. This is good stuff right here. 5 RAM chips. I've got 2 issues of Swamp Thing. I'm going to buy issue 3. So you got me on this, DC. Anyway, push the button. Let's see.